Hello. It has been a very busy time in our lives. Not uploading still. Still not catching back up on all the backed up videos I seem to love to make. I think it's because a part of me knows that there's something I should do to like curate this. Like I should put an intro theme song, or I should finish, I paid a designer to make me a graphic, Songwriter Life with Jessica and the Rainbow, and I should like integrate that with a theme song and like make this into a show. Like scratch, cut that, I should start over and be like, hello, welcome to Songwriter Life with Jessica and the Rainbow. I'm in a parking lot, you know, and then then share feelings in songs. But I think the idea of formulating or formalizing, something with a-ing at the end that my brain wanted to put with formulating. No clue what I was thinking. Anyway, all of the formulas. my heart, I have a hard time getting my heart in it. No, that's not it. I have a hard time getting my mind to slow down enough. I think it's ADHD. I definitely also have signs of like OCD. The only things I've ever been really diagnosed for were high anxiety, and that was at a really traumatic time in my life when I was living in a really traumatizing environment, and it kept traumatizing me, so the anxiety wasn't ceasing. And so that psychiatrist saw that, and then, you know, whatever. Anyway, the other thing is PTSD. And that one's obvious if you watch my channel at all, or if you just listen to any of my songs. I obviously have PTSD. So, but I don't like to lead with my wounds, with my traumas, with my illnesses. Even if some of them are inherent and like part of my DNA, I still believe that that's just ancestral. That's not like who my spirit is or who I am at the core. It doesn't mean those aren't real things to wrestle with, or bipolar 2, which is what they call a lot of creative people. It's like the form of bipolar that isn't ever hospitalized. It's not even mostly a problem. It's sort of just like people who go through college and get all A's by cramming, and people who will like never clean their apartment, but then in one sudden burst they'll redecorate and rearrange all of it. And they just added that when at the time that was something discussed a little bit with the person who was helping me. He said that was a very new classification, and he otherwise would not have considered me bipolar, because I wasn't having, even in the most severe trauma, the types of lows that typically go with bipolar. So I think, you know, if I were to go back to somebody today and get new diagnoses, it'd probably be more along the lines of like ADHD and OCD and all of those kind of things, sort of ways that I use my energy to make me feel safer, make me feel grounded. Sometimes it is in bursts, sometimes it is distractible, but, you know. Anyway, all of those things being what they are is probably why I'm not super drawn to organizing this any better. But at the same time, I think that is more of a mind thing now that I think of it, because my heart actually would love to have this be something that more people could come to and understand. To have the words be something that could affect more people through something as simple as framing it differently, giving it a theme song. I don't know. I guess my goal in creating this YouTube channel was to show process, you know, to show your work. And as a songwriter who spent decades not sharing, I think I have like a hair in my eye. Oh, there it is. Got it. Anyway, as a songwriter who spent decades not sharing while still writing and being obsessed with perfectionism, this is like my antidote to that. This is my creative solution to getting over the part of me that thinks you can only show up in the world if you're perfect. Whether that's perfectly polished, perfectly curated, perfectly making sales and having views. There is just this latent part of me that was an A student, and it's not even always latent. And that part of me just believes you can't show up unless you can show up perfectly. And that's also probably connected to my introversion. If I don't have enough energy, or if I don't have a good mood, or whatever it may be, It's that part of me that would rather just spend time alone than put myself out there in ways that just add, drama or karma or negative energy or complicated feelings or thoughts or words to any relationship, any community. I mean, I will say, even when I'm feeling icky, I might go out to a coffee shop where I don't know anybody, but that's different than trying to show up for somebody energetically or in a conversation, somebody that you really care about, at a time when your energy feels low or feels off or feels scattered. So that's something I've just learned about myself over the years. Yeah. That was so many different thoughts. But I think my heart is trying to wake me up, or just wake up. And it feels a little bit frozen lately. And I'm not 100% sure of the reasons why. It could be because a lot is being expected of me with moving forward with house buying and all the paperwork. It's really stressful. And moving to a new place that would be a new home, which is exactly what my dream was. And so my heart is probably like the equivalent of like holding its breath. Like, my heart really wants it to work out, but because 30% of mortgage loan applications don't go through, there's that fear. And we're doing as much as we can, but we can't change reality. Like, our income's what it is, our finances are what they are, whatever our life has looked like in the last 2 years that they're going to look like, and they're going to look at, is what it is. It's just, it all is what it is, and there's nothing we can do to change a lot of these things at this point. And so there's just the holding breath feeling of like, but you just gotta have trust, I guess, or faith that the right things for you will work out for you, and things that are not right for you will not work out for you. And I know that sounds really, in a way, it sounds almost nihilistic to me. Like why even bother having hope for anything then, if you're just gonna accept no's and doors closing in your face, and you're just going to accept things not working out left and right, left and right, left and right. But for me, there's a great amount of optimism in this way of thinking, because what it is, it's adapting. It's being adaptable. It's saying, here's what I want. I know what I want. That's been a big growth process for me, is to be able to hold firm and know what I actually want. But then if it's either looking like it might not work out, or if it actually doesn't work out, it's being able to take your mind on this sort of creative, imaginative journey where you land at a place where almost the exact opposite of what it was you wanted might also have some value in it too. For instance, if we're stuck where we are and can't buy a house yet because of whatever underwriting says, you bring your mind to that as not a negative that you're trapped in, but just a moment in your story that just is true right now. And then you just real quickly kind of see, not quickly like force, but you allow yourself to see the good in that. And it feels like you're undoing the truth of the good thing over here that you really wanted, but you're not undoing the truth of that. You still want that, but that might just be another month, 3 months, 3 years down the road. And then it just becomes a goal that's a little further out. And life is stories. Life is, the way I experience God is like a story. The way I experience the universe is like a story. It's moving. As much as I've worked on getting present, part of being present is accepting that a lifetime feels like a story, and you're just supposed to, I think it's supposed to, you're encouraged to. Your best life is going to feel the best if you can get really present at each moment of the story, because then you won't look back and say, whoa, I wasn't paying attention. Did I just go through these 3 years of performing a bunch and feeling like a cool underground indie music scene kid? Like, did I just go through that? Did I just relive what I sort of missed out on in my 20s by not being connected? Did I just get to feel all of that? And the truth is, if you're not paying attention while it's happening and you're not valuing it while it's happening, alternatively, you'll be not expected to. You'll be, if you want to find joy in it, if you want to look back on that chapter with love, you'll need to do the work then to appreciate it. So you either appreciate what you're going through now as it's happening, or later you're going to feel like you were floating in some sort of dream on autopilot, not always good dream, floating on autopilot, and later you're gonna want to try to reflect back and appreciate it from the later stance. And that's, I think, the trap, how some people get caught up in focusing on the past, is maybe they weren't appreciating enough while they were living it. So it's like, of course you're gonna end up obsessed with the past. You're trying to like appreciate it later on. And I think people who end up obsessed with the future is a different kind of preemptive way of getting out of the present. It's sort of like a way of being disappointed with the present. So you're using an obsession with the future to pull yourself into another realm, into another possibility for your life. But what I've learned about that, about my propensity to do that, because it's not really past, present, future. It's probably more like past, present, future. I mean, I don't know. But like your past, you planted in the ground like seeds. It exists. You exist. All the things about you exist because of every single moment you lived. Every single moment you were present. And the future is like looking up at the clouds and just imagining. Who knows what will be, right? And so you can accidentally... I think that's why a lot of teachers talk about getting really present. Because when you're so present, I think you're honoring both the past and the future. Somehow, simultaneously. But being preoccupied with the future in an unhealthy way is a way of shaming your present. And it's a way of making you start to feel kind of anxious. Like the present's not okay, the present's not good enough. But the problem is you're going to keep waking up day after day after day, obsessed with this future dream, this future idea, but you're going to be waking up into your present. So your present then is kind of running on autopilot. And you're, again, still not appreciating the present. Like those years will have gone by as you dreamed about some future, but when you get to the future, it will be your present. So when you get to that dreamed of future, will you still just be obsessed with a different future? Or will you be able to appreciate that one, or that one, or that one? You know, and if you can't, then that's the same thing. That someday you'll wake up from that. You could be 80 years old. You'll wake up from that and you'll realize you weren't ever being present. You were always excited about a future. But then once you're 80, you might be like, oh crap, there's not that many futures left. And I don't feel like I was really present or really alive at these certain moments. And you might feel regret. And then you might become very past obsessed. You know, who knows? Anyway. Future and the past are tricky. The mind is tricky. Oh, so back to me. Heart. My heart feels like it's holding its breath. And I haven't figured out why. Like I said, I think it's that I'm really excited about this house. But I feel like if I make even one tiny misstep, some sort of underwriter demon, just kidding, I'm sure underwriters are great, but some sort of underwriter will swoop in and steal my dreams from me. You know, like, it's not that. I know it feels like that. If you've ever been through a house buying process or some other really stressful thing where you feel like your future is in someone else's hands, I feel you. And, you know, we can only do what we can do. I've tried to learn that my A student nature is a wonderfully good thing. I don't need to get rid of it. But what I do with my A student nature is I try now to separate out what can I do and what's out of my control. And so the things that I can do, I try to do them to a T. I try to do them like super A student, you know? And that's a way to feel some sense of control in the process. It's like, okay, here's these things they're telling me they need from me. I'm going to do the crap out of these things. I am going to make these things amazing. And that's all I can do. And if I put my energy in that, then it feels a little better. Just a little. It still feels really stressful to have other people in control of your future. But rightly so. It's an expensive building. And it's something someone invested decades of their life making nice. So it should be something that a bank is scrutinizing us for, you know? I wish there were like personal letters you could write with underwriting where you could really tell your story, but I'm sure they don't do it that way on purpose. They want it to just be about the numbers, so, and the timelines of things and whatever. Anyway, that's my story. I didn't bring an instrument, so I don't really feel like, this is my fanny pack and my tummy and my leggings and my socks, and yeah. Some days being a songwriter is just clearing out your mind and taking a long walk, making sure that your mind is not feeling fragmented. Making sure it feels open enough to really perceive the beauty around you, to perceive the growth around you. Like, think of how you sit around all winter long wishing for summer or spring, and then there it is. But because of some stress going on in your life, you can barely feel it. Let me show you. These are those councilman plants. Like, look at that. How can you not just love that? How can you not just be very present with that and be like, hello, sir, thank you, nice to meet you. And then you can take a selfie with plants. I don't know. Maybe I'll write a quick song as I walk through a place. Hello.
Hello.
It's the woman with the rainbow bike. Okay, song time. Maybe I'll sit and write it because I don't know why. Because I feel it. Okay, here we go. Oh, because maybe then I can play an instrument of playing the bed. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Da 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 da. 1, 2. Going down, growing upward, finally going to places in my mind. To now, knowing something's changing, knowing rearranging things is possible and going on somehow beneath the surface of things. There are wings you can't see, and it is strange, but rings are finally showing up inside of me, and I can take this dream with you, and I can watch it grow and grow into a place where you and me can be happy, finally happy, finally happy to be on time and in time. 'Cause we've been out of tune, and we've been out of time, and we've been out of step or sync. I don't know the way to say it, but I know you and me will be just fine either way. And I don't know if I can say that things will be okay in the way we want them to, in the way I wanted things in view, and easy to understand. There is a plan, but it's not my plan, and it's not my hand that's holding yours. It's the hand of time, it's the hand of God, it's the hand of life, it's the hand of something odd and strange and weird and wonderful. Can you trust that flow? Can you trust that you do not know the things you think you need to know, and things will be just fine either way. In your mind, in your mind, in your mind, in your mind. Just saw a big old spider. Creeped me out a little bit. Hello, buddy. I probably creeped him out from hitting the bench so much, and he was like, I'm getting out of here. Well, spiders have feelings too, right? Just checking for ticks. Probably okay. Have a great day. Bye.